What's up, guys? It's your boy GP with Zest Protocol and Stacking Down, doing a little bit of an update and a demo for Zest stack swaps. Starting off by looking at the STX price action, up another 11% today. Golly, this thing is just taking off. Looking at the 2 hour, I am seeing something very, very interesting. I am seeing this 800-day moving average right here, and this 200-day moving average in yellow. Looks like the 200-day moving average is about to cross the 800-day moving average on the 2 hour time frame. So very, very exciting stuff. Whenever smaller moving averages cross larger moving averages, we usually see a pump coincide with that type of confluence. Taking a look, it looks like the 2 hour relative strength index, or RSI, is back out of the overheated zone and retrace just a little bit. Let's go to the higher time frames, such as like the weekly, and just take a look. Weekly is still pointing straight to the upside with plenty of room. Daily is a little bit overbought, but it can stay up here for a while, guys. It doesn't exactly ever have to just come back and retrace immediately as it gets overbought. But it is looking to be forming some sort of down close candle on the daily time frame. But we do have the 21-day moving average crossing the 50-day moving average uh, imminent. So looks like that may prevent us from having a major pullback. If we do have a pullback, what I'm looking for is just for this daily time frame to hold this 200-day moving average. I'm looking at maybe this moving average taking a little sideways move like this, and then we just come back and retrace around 20 cents. That would be lovely to see the daily hold above the 200 MA. But the 200-day moving average, looking like it's about to cross the 800-day moving average, is pretty bullish. This could be considered a flag here, starting to form some sort of flag here. We could see maybe a falling wedge of some sort start to form here as Bitcoin plays ball. Going down into the smaller time frames, yes, we can see that that is starting to play out, like kind of flagging out a bit here, even tighter, even tight like a taiga. This flag here, the measured move. If you take a more conservative approach, we're looking to go fade maybe around 31 cents or so. But if you're looking for the larger move, it could be this entire move up. So I would expect, if it's going to be a larger swing, for it to consolidate a little bit longer. Maybe we come back up and just chop around in this area, make a bigger flag of some sort. Maybe it looks something more along the lines of this, something bigger that just consolidates a little bit more, and then we break out, and then we go fade the highs way up here around 45 cents. Of course, I am just speculating and drawing patterns on the chart here, but yeah, do pay attention, guys. It's looking bullish. There's a lot of bullish catalysts that are on the stacks handle right now that I want to kind of cover before we get into Zest stack swaps, the most efficient swaps in the ecosystem at the moment. So taking a look at the main stacks handle, let's just go through a scroll and see all of the awesome updates from stacks over the past week and a half. Starting with POX5 going live. POX5 is the consensus mechanism that we have now that allows for self-custodial Bitcoin staking. So that went live. We had the staking, which all natively stacked STX had to be restacked, and 88% of the stacks ended up getting restacked. So that is pretty bullish. People were pretty in tune, and still bullish on stacks. So, and bringing the Bitcoin economy online. Moving on here, I did like this graphic. This graphic looks clean. Building the yield market for Bitcoin capital, turning idle Bitcoin into productive capital. So you can see capital from Bitcoin holders right here. The addressable market being $1.3 trillion. Why now? demand for self-custodial yield, growing institutional allocation. Bitcoin native finance powered by Stacks. So you've got Bitcoin staking, SBTC, Bitcoin backed stablecoins, lending and credit, aka ZEST protocol, tokenized assets, securities, and RWAs, real world assets. So very, very lovely diagram put together there. And this right here, this is the one. So 24 days until the first ever self-custodial Bitcoin yield mechanism goes live with its Genesis bond. The Genesis bond first staking period with limited BTC capacity exclusive to institutions. Staking pools, Stacking DAO, and others will come online. So Stacking DAO will have STBTC, which is liquid staked Bitcoin in the Stacks network, where you can participate. So that'll be going live a little bit before the Genesis bond. So pay attention, guys. It is happening and it is going down. Scrolling up here, let's see. This was a pretty cool one, pretty interesting one here. So Stacks' TTF report is officially on Bloomberg terminals. Stacks is now part of Blockworks industry standard disclosure framework. So institutions use this Bloomberg terminal to get the relative information on the different tokens and stocks that they need. So it's really good to see that Stacks is now on the Bloomberg terminals. Let's go. Moving on here. Looks like Munib sat down with Eamon. This guy is head of the Solana incubator, right? So they sat down and had a really good conversation. I love to see Munib activated and in the trenches with the different degens from other blockchains. It's freaking awesome, man. Moving on here, there was another one that I saw. It starts to get really heavy on the updates right about here. So this week, STX B2 token transparency filing went live across 350k plus Bloomberg terminals worldwide. That's what I was talking about. So the B2 is Blockworks' continuous disclosure standard for mature protocols, and Stacks is among the largest projects by market cap to complete one. Transparency at this level has been the standard from the beginning. STX was distributed through the first SEC qualified token offering in the U.S. history, and the Grayscale Stacks Trust, ticker STCK, trades on OTCQB as the first publicly quoted U.S. product, providing exposure to STX. Every mature asset class has a capital market. Bitcoin's is taking shape on Stacks, with STX as the staking capacity asset behind Bitcoin staking and the asset powering finance native to Bitcoin. Capital entering that market deserves disclosure standards that match the ones that already knows. So really awesome stuff seeing that it's listed on the Bloomberg terminal. We got a couple new signers coming online as well. As well as Fortify, so institutions bonding BTC and Stacks will need infrastructure built for self custody. Now Fortify will support Bitcoin staking on Stacks at launch, giving institutions MPC wallet access to the Genesis bond and bonding periods that follow Bitcoin yield without leaving Bitcoin. So this is a huge one. MPC is what the institutional custody infrastructure, right? So the big players in the game, and this is what they already use. So that Fortify is going to be supporting Bitcoin bonds is a huge deal. Moving on here, so we getting into the new signers. The TAI is joining the SBTC signer set, an institutional crypto data platform serving 500 funds, asset managers, and banks, now running on non-custodial staking infrastructure across 40 plus networks. Signers secure SBTC as BTC moves in and out of Stacks. Welcome the TAI IO. Huge deal. The TAI is involved with a bunch of banks and asset funds. So really cool to see them join as a signer of the Stacks network. Moving on here, so Anchor is joining the SBTC signer set as well. So a Web3 infrastructure provider running Node and RPC infrastructure across 70 plus blockchains, handling 80 billion plus daily requests with non-custodial staking already serving 18,000 plus users. Signers secure SBTC as BTC moves in and out of stacks. Welcome Anchor. So look at that. So 2 new signers announced, and I have a feeling that there are going to be more announcements just continually rolling out the closer we get to the Genesis Bond. The Genesis Bond is set to take place on September 10th. So the last day to enroll will be September 9th. So if you're an institutional player and you're willing to, put your BTC in the inaugural participation of the future of Bitcoin yield, go and get involved, guys. Moving on here, there was another one that I saw that was pretty cool. Pretty cool right here. It's BitGo. So trusted institutional infrastructure for Bitcoin native finance continues to grow. BitGo now supports SBTC, bringing institutional custody and SIP10 compatibility to the Stacks ecosystem as institutions look beyond just holding Bitcoin. Secure infrastructure is essential. So wait a minute. So they support the SIP10 standard, obviously, because they support SBTC, and that is a SIP10. Does that mean that you could do a Genesis bond directly through BitGo? Like, the infrastructure is there, guys. It is just continually getting more beefy. Anybody bullish like GP today? I am feeling very bullish on institutions getting into stacks and putting their Bitcoin digital asset treasuries to work. Let's go. All right. And here's a clip of Tim Draper saying he's excited
Well,
for stacks.
I'm really pretty excited about stacks.
Bravissimo, Tim. Tim Draper is the man. Love to see him involved and excited about the beta play on Bitcoin, right? A bet that Bitcoin will become productive capital. So you guys pay attention, guys. Follow the main Stacks handle at Stacks to stay in the know about everything. Next thing I wanted to do is just show you how easy it is to get involved with swaps, right? So Zest is on the lows. I have some STX in my wallet. I want to swap for some Zest, right? And what will happen whenever you swap on Zest Stack Swaps is that it'll break your order up into smaller orders and then route them across multiple pools so that you get less slippage. And then boom, there you go. You get more bang for your buck. It is the most efficient way to swap in the ecosystem. So if you go here, I go max, and look at this. Aggravator V, zero fees for this. And then slippage less than 1%. So let me go ahead and just max this out. I'm gonna leave myself just a little bit of gas. I'll do 10 STX for 20 Zest. I think that's a heck of a swap right there. So preparing my swap, it'll prompt me here in my wallet. Just make sure that I read through this really quickly, make sure that it is correct, everything that I am telling it to take place. And then Xverse, can we have this fixed because it is not 0.5 STX to swap. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to the custom and I'm gonna be like 003. And that's how I feel. And then I'm gonna press go. And then as you can see here, I can close my wallet. But as your transaction is sitting here on Zest Stack Swaps, me swapping STX for some Zest right now here on the very lows, getting twice as much. Wow, that is a great price for Zest. You'll see you can go check out your transaction in the Explorer here and see it is confirmed, and bang, whenever you come back here, you see the oranges. Let's go. So that is how easy it is to get the most efficient swaps in the ecosystem and grab your bag of Zest. All you have to, and you've got multiple assets here, guys. You've got a bunch of different assets that you can swap between. It jumps between many different pools, and many different SIP10 assets are listed here on Zest. Zest are avid supporters of the community coins of the ecosystem. We ran the Zest meme coin sprint last year, and we had a bunch of meme coin communities taking place and incentivizing the users in the Zest discords to take care and take part in activities. So really cool stuff. I love to see the memes, and I can't wait for them to be running. Headed over to Tenero, just looking around at the memes here. You can go to Tenero Leo.io/stacks to see how the SIP10s are doing. And Welsh is up 51%. Huge pump for Welsh. Leo is up another 18%. But let's look at this Leo chart. Just running. I'm talking about absolutely smashing it. This thing is up 182% plus. Here, let me pull it from the exact bottom. Go to the exact top. 190%. Wow. Over the span of what? Over the span of what? Not 190% over the span of not very long at all, over the span of a week or so. So really cool to see all the SIP10s getting some love. So go check it out. You can see that you can sort the orders by transaction size. You can take a look at the volume. You can take a look at the pool that they're using. Many ways to customize. And then you can go in here and you can also add some different indicators. Let's see if I can do stochastics RSI. And there you go. You got a stochastic RSI momentum indicator directly on Leo. And on the 15-minute time frame right now, stochastics are reset for Leo. And it didn't really pull back very much. So maybe Leo's about to go on another run. Maybe we see STX play ball. Maybe we see BTC play ball. And then we see the other betas play ball. STX is the beta play on Bitcoin. And the deeper that you go into the ecosystem, there are other risk. I look at STX as the risk layer for Bitcoin. The deeper you go, depending on your risk tolerance, there are other betas that you can get involved with within the ecosystem to stack sats. So get mobilized, get activated, have some fun, get into the Zest Discord. I would love to connect with you and have some fun. We have a based activity schedule, and we're usually live in a screen share. Sharing some type of alpha or building in the open. But yeah, that's my update, guys, and I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day. Again, I am GP with Zest Protocol and Stacking DAO, and I'm hoping that the high frequencies are following you and that love is surrounding you. I will catch you tomorrow for the Zest Town Hall at 12 p.m. ET. Peace.